the stock market, meaning companies' new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. They're nuts. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. The no bullshit approach to all financial markets, Bitcoin, darknets, political betting, and of course, right here, the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. I'm your host, Brian Micon, financial genius, Bitcoin 2011, and poker. Joining me are fellow degens Matt Glantz and Brett Ritchie. Glantz traded options on the floor of the Philadelphia Exchange in the 90s, and Brett is the head of Blitz Pick. The whole thing is put together by Tony, the producer, and this is Market Mania. Oh yeah, baby. Crazy day in the markets today. Tony, let's get right into it. Glantz, the options fund, how you faring today?
We're doing good. We're up like 3%. Some of those, I think Brett's stock pick of the day, one of the first picks we ever had in the show, ACRX, is up a lot today, that biotech. So we're doing pretty good. What's going on over in your world there, Brett?
Well, my pick from last Friday is not doing very well, but let's just ignore that and move on. Robinhood, everyone's loving it. Everything's green. We are starting our own portfolio tracking system coming very soon. Micon, I believe you've got some news along that. You have a crypto tracking coming?
Yep, we're going to make a little basket of cryptos, and you're going to make a basket of stonks, and then we're going to show everybody every day, every episode.
Show how we do.
Rolling. All right, top story. Biden widens the lead on Donald Trump. How's this go? What's this market say?
The market is, the money's coming in on Biden. There's not as much support for Trump. I will say this, the sentiment reminds me almost exactly of the sentiment in 2016 in October. Everybody thought Hillary was a lock, everybody on the left, and people on the right, they were the senators were kind of scrambling to save themselves, and there wasn't a whole lot of belief that Trump was going to pull it off. So I'm seeing a lot of the same sort of feelings just across the board. Matt, I know you've been really bullish on Biden this whole time. How are you feeling over there?
I mean, I've been bullish on Biden since January. Well, the Dems since January. We didn't know who the candidate was going to be, but I mean, I knew Trump was going to fuck it up. I was betting Dems at plus 150 back in January and February. Had a lot on that, and I was, been betting. Everyone knows I've been betting them the whole way. With Biden as the candidate, I don't love Biden, but I mean, he's just a guy that nobody hates. And that was the problem with Hillary. So we're not going to see the same repeat we saw in 2016. Basically, Trump's the guy that half the country hates. Nobody really hates Biden, but nobody, he doesn't inspire anyone. But you don't need to inspire anyone when you're up against Trump. You just need to be there and be just a shadow figure.
Not Trump is a compelling candidate, considering half the country, 60% maybe of the country hates Trump, but not everyone votes. So the turnout, it's really going to come down to turnout in a few key states. So I still think, there's some chance Trump can pull it off. I wouldn't count him out. I see it again. It feels very similar. I know everyone's going to call me an idiot saying polls show one thing, but just feels eerily similar. So I'm not ready to throw in the towel just yet.
The truth is it's Pennsylvania and Florida. Those are the two key states. If either candidate was to lose both those, their path is almost impossible. With Trump, it's virtually impossible. So if you look at those two states, Pennsylvania, Biden's already up like 8 or 9. Florida, Biden's up by like 3 or 4, and that could change. But if Trump loses both those, it's completely over.
Joe Biden. Yeah. Joe Biden. Yeah, did anybody catch it? I don't know. Maybe we'll pull it up later.
Joe Biden.
It's the non-Trump thing. Nobody cares about Biden. Everybody just wants the orange man out, or they want the orange man to stay in. That's it. That's the whole thing. You see the markets here. It's looking like landslide, but so did 2016, a lot of Hillary bettors lost.
Hillary was
got
4
wrecked.
or 5-1, and I knew people that were
Wrecked.
laying 6 or 7-1 just to get action down on her, because it was Haralabas told the story of a guy that laid his whole roll, like $10 million roll, on Hillary.
That's
So
ridiculous.
yeah,
So we will follow this story every single Market Mania until this election in just 2-3 weeks, 3-ish weeks away, ladies and gentlemen. This all comes to a head. Can't wait to see that. Crypto markets, will they continue to fly like we've been seeing over the past weekish? We see Bitcoin crossing 11.5. Square said, you know what? We're sailing in 50 million on Bitcoin. It's just the smart thing to do. That's after MicroStrategy did it. The whole crypto space essentially is pumping on, you don't really make up the news like CNBC does, but you can look at the last week and then, you got BCH pumping. I don't know what Polkadot is, not going to lie to you. Litecoin, LOL, can't believe that's still there. And, you got the ETH, the BTCs, the BCHs of the world that are pumping. EOS, everybody remembers that. That was supposed to be a thing back then. I mean, the space kind of moves as a space. Brett Ritchie, I don't know. Have you been noticing this pump? I mean, this is just like average every day, like Tuesday, like 9 years in for me. This is just, okay, yep, it's up.
Yeah.
All right, I wonder why. Like, okay, whatever.
I mean, moves under 10% are. By the way, look at Roger's pick of Monero up 25%.
Monero actually
flying.
being used. This is a crypto that actually is used. Rarity.
Yeah. Cosmos, they're up 15%. I believe Cosmos and Polkadot, which you mentioned earlier, they're sort of chain of chains type of blockchains where they're going to get you access to Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's kind of this like one chain to rule all, kind of an aggregator type of approach. I don't 100% know the tech behind it, but you see BCH, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of the main coins are doing pretty well here. I think, yeah, anything under 10% feels kind of like a normal Tuesday, as you said.
LOL, XRP, can't believe Ripple's still a thing, can't believe Litecoin's still a thing. I mean, when you look at this list, I see a lot of crap when you scroll down there. And then I see a couple of real ones in there. I think that it's interesting. Yeah. Monero's got the pump going on. I mean, that's still a 2.5 billion cap or something. I don't know. It just seems like if that became some sort of a standard, it's already kind of becoming some sort of a standard for that's super private payment.
That's what Roger said on the show. He said that the government's trying to crack it. If they don't succeed, that thing is going to fly, right? If they actually can preserve privacy, that's extremely valuable. So,
Matt Glantz, does any of this interest you at all? You look at this list, you see all these people, everybody's getting rich around you.
It's all fake money to me. It doesn't make any sense. The only one I like is what Roger talked about, XMR, Monero, I think it's called. It's the one that it's like a trackless cryptocurrency. So like that, you can hide money. So like that makes sense to me. Like that's a use case that people can send money across countries and hide their money so they don't have to pay taxes, whatever. And that makes sense. The rest of these don't make any sense to me.
I meant to check in on the whole darknet thing since Empire went down, and one of the largest darknet markets went down. I don't know, it was a couple months ago, 6 months. I don't even remember. And I meant to check back, but Monero was the currency. The last time I took an informal poll was the one that people said they were using on these places. So I don't know if that's an actual use case that continues. That's
hey, so all right. So say you make a bunch of money in the crypto markets. What are you going to do with it, Tony? Do you have any advice on that?
Well, I tell you what, guys, there's a lot of money to be made in crypto these days, and I just want to draw your attention to something that I'm seeing from up here in orbit. The island brokers are overwhelmed. So if you're taking some of your profits today from crypto and you're looking to go buy an island, you might not have any luck. People, the ultra wealthy, are looking to get off the Titanic. They're looking at private islands, and they used to ask about the view, the location. Now they're asking about, does it have solar power? Does it have a bomb bunker? Does it have amenities that will help me survive something truly heinous? So the people that sell these private islands have said they've never seen anything like this before. People just flooding their websites, asking tons of questions about things they've never asked before. And it used to just be kids they got the yacht, they got the Lamborghini, now they want the island. It's gone from rich new kids to older people just like, I need to get the fuck out of here. So it's a little freaky. I feel like the rich know something we don't, or they know everything we know. They just can afford to get away from it. So, but yeah, that's what it's looking like from up here, guys. So how about you? You gonna buy an island, Matt?
I mean, that looks nice. I never really thought about it, but
Till the pirates show up.
That's right.
yeah, that's true. It doesn't seem that safe, especially if people know that you just bought it and you have cryptocurrency.
Well, that's
Seems
right.
like an easy way to get money out of you.
I know.
All right. We do appreciate that this was the Yelp racism warning. Tony Cam sponsored Macro Minute. We do appreciate that. Thank you, Tony, for beaming down just briefly to give us the big picture. So, moving along, the DraftKings lockup period is about to end. Matt Glantz, I know you are our seasoned professional trader here. What does that mean if you're just one of these Robinhood kiddies?
You guys know I've been a long-term bull on DraftKings since it IPO'd earlier the year. But as we get closer to the lockup period, basically the end of October, so it's 180 days from April 24th, where the insiders, not only the employees, but people that invested in the company, the big funds that invested in the company originally, get to sell in 2 weeks. So 180 days from April 24th, we're looking like 2 weeks from now, maybe less than 2 weeks from now. I'm not sure the exact date, what that turns out to be, but we'll look at that. But there's going to be a lot of supply in the market. Up to 300 million shares will be able to be sold for the first time, and people want to cash out. The stock's like, what's the stock like? 52 or something like that, 51. People got in, in the single digits before the IPO, so they're looking to cash out. So we have been recommending a short in DraftKings in the picks of the day a few times in the last couple of weeks, and I continue to think that we're going to see the stock in the 40s very soon.
All right. Lot of insiders, some of which we knew from the poker world that are
We do know some.
Yeah.
lucky enough to hit one out of the park, far bigger than winning a main event or something like that. The real massive super win. And it's good for those guys. And they're going to, what do you think, Brett? You think they're taking their chips to the cage here?
I mean, I saw one of our close friends posting videos this weekend on Instagram on a little mini yacht in Lake Mead. So I don't want to mention any names, but we know who he is.
Nope.
Yeah,
we do know.
I think people, they're going to take some of the chips to the cage, as you said. I think it's something like 20 times or 10 times more shares than are currently traded are coming to market, I guess, when this lockup expires. I think it would be a very contrarian play to go long DraftKings.
Over
here.
under, guys. How many DraftKings insiders buy an island in the next 12 months?
I'll tell you if they come through my area. So, Rocket Mortgage. Now, this is a potential Wall Street Bets meme stock. We do follow, like all the other big hedge funds now, the Wall Street Bets algorithms. You want to see what the people that are about to open a Robinhood account with $2,000 are going to buy, because that is a massive retail market now. So, Rocket Mortgages, this could be a meme stock, right?
So what most people don't realize about Rocket Mortgage, it could be a meme stock, this is the old Quicken Loans. It turned into Rocket Mortgage. They IPO'd not too long ago. I think the stock was in the teens. It's now 22, 23, something like that. They just came out today and announced this thing called Rocket Pro Insight. It's a new platform that basically disrupts the entire mortgage market. All the real estate guys from any kind of independent agency can get on the Rocket Pro Insight platform and start seeing their clients' mortgages as they're getting approved individually, different parts of the mortgage process, which has been a pain in the ass. They tell me in the past, and now this platform is going to probably disrupt a lot of these big firms, these big real estate, across the country. So I think this is really positive for the stock. This could be a long-term investment right here for Rocket.
Brett Ritchie, people are hurting, but then they say the rate is low. Everybody's refinancing. Maybe this brings Quicken, which everybody remembers, as they're actually, I remember they were like accounting, and then there's like Quicken Mortgages, Quicken Loans, but then they just rebrand it. You put Rocket, that goes to the moon. You put it on Wall Street Bets, you IPO onto the stock market. You get some cash coming in. What do you think? Is everybody going to pile in after you?
I mean, it's meme ready, right? The rocket emoji is a very popular emoji on Wall Street Bets, so that's ready to go. In this space, like we've seen Open Door as one of those SPACs that we've covered on this show. This sort of tech bringing tech to real estate is going to be the future of it. People aren't going to sell their houses this old traditional way. They're not going to get mortgages the same way, and I think it's going to be, it's a pretty wide open space. It's not necessarily a winner take all market, so this is definitely bullish for Rocket Mortgage.
So I'll tell you guys what brought my attention to Rocket really, and this is it's weird, but it's very telling. So I'm on TikTok. I don't post on TikTok, but I have an account to see my kids and stuff like that. But so I see a TikTok of a guy that's on the Rocket Mortgage site applying for a mortgage. The house was $285,000. His income was like $40,000 a year, and he had $20,000 in debt. And he showed that with only $20,000 in debt and only $40,000 of income, he got a mortgage, a $285,000 mortgage with $8,000 down on Rocket Mortgage. And when I saw that, and people were putting it on TikTok, I mean, this company could be like, it could be a rocket ship.
It's like shades of 2007 with that.
Right. I mean,
insane.
Should we load up a credit default swap Big Short? Price my swaps, Goldman. Price my swaps. Not going to
end well for whoever buys that mortgage, but for sure, it's good for the Rocket Mortgage Company.
All right, Matt, We've got a quick question from the chat. What is pushing the markets higher today? If you have a few seconds on that.
Everything's stimulus talk. It's all because Trump is pushing the stimulus. He's actually trying to go higher than Pelosi for the she wanted the 2.2 trillion. He wants to go more. He wants to give more to the states. He did a total 180 from last week. And he wants to push everything because he wants the market to fly before the election. If he can get the market over 30,000, or Dow Jones over 30,000 before the election, he feels like he has a better chance of winning the election. It's not true, but it can't hurt him. That's for sure.
All right, moving along. Yelp racism warning. The SJWs are back, baby. They're adding alerts accused of racism, not following the Coinbase apolitical stance, evidently. Brett Ritchie, this is your territory.
Yeah, well, this is insane, in my opinion, right? It's accused of racism. Everyone gets accused of racism nowadays, especially if you don't follow like the very strict doctrine of certain people on the left. You're a racist. And we've seen it before. I think it was Oberlin College where there was some racism accusation against a bakery that ended up getting like a $7 million judgment against the university. I think there's plenty. You're putting way too much pressure on these businesses where one unhappy customer can just say, okay, well, they were racist, and then Yelp flags them. I don't like this idea at all.
The right's going crazy. The left is going crazy. And now we have to live in a very strange dystopia, unless you just, buy one of those islands, just move way the fuck away from there. Try not to listen to it. And Matt Glantz, Yelp is adding racism accusations. Do we have one of these? Did they actually roll this out yet? Can we see a racist business somewhere? Is it like the hood sales in Montgomery, Alabama? They make white triangle hoods.
Are they accusing the businesses of being racist, or are they saying the reviews are racist?
No, is it a customer? If a customer accuses a business of being racist, Yelp is going to flag that business and say this is a racist business.
Jesus.
So when someone searches on Yelp, that's how are you proving this? Do you need video evidence? Is it just my word? Or I'm an angry person, I get 5 friends. Like Yelp is already easily manipulated. There's all sorts of problems with businesses being unfairly targeted by competitors, different issues that happen on Yelp to where you're not necessarily getting transparent reviews as is. You're now adding in this like extremely sort of Molotov cocktail potential for no reason. I don't like it at all.
Crazy. But I'm interested to see how this spirals out of control. This is actually going to be awesome. And I actually, I would like to know like which businesses are like ridiculously racist, but I only want
you can't.
I don't really trust anybody else. I want me.
This is making me think we should have maybe we want to have Raymond Davis as a guest on the show because we need some flavor.
He's in jail currently.
No, he's out. He's out. Just got out.
He's out. Oh, yeah, no, we'll get him in.
5 days out. We got to get him on. We need some flavor for the show so we don't get on the Yelp reviews tagged as a racist business.
All right. Wall Street Bets history. Speaking of unbridled racism, sexism, and the like, all packaged in a nice little gamble on the stock market sub. Really, really wonderful. A lot of people, if you're just kind of getting into the game, so you don't know some of the rich history there. And I'm honestly not that old, I haven't been really watching that long. One of the biggest stories this year on Wall Street Bets was the infinite leverage trick, which wasn't really a trick at all, just an error in Robinhood UI, which you'll find everywhere. And it allowed you to sell some covered calls, and then it would just give you could just put in 2,000, buy some shares, sell some calls, buy some shares, sell some calls, buy some shares, sell some calls, and it would not ding your leverage. In essence, it would not calculate how much you could lever yourself properly. So you could just sort of infinitely do it. So at the end of this, after you bought enough calls, sold enough shares, more calls, more shares, more calls, then you could then take these proceeds that are essentially just borrowed and just sail it all in on some highly leveraged position. In this case, the gentleman did, he shorted Apple. This is a year ago. That shit's up like a multiple since then. But for this moment, he also recorded himself knowing that he did it right before earnings. The earnings were great or whatever. And that he knows the account's about to get murdered. So at 9:29, he records himself for the moment that the Robinhood app updates. He put in like $2,000 or something, somehow has 57,000 leveraged. And then Tony hit the play button. Then this happens. And it was forever immortalized. And I hope we can play. You heard the that noise, which I hope came through properly to the listeners at home, became a popular meme for the last year. It'll never die. That one's in there. And that's the noise. I'm gonna do my best impersonation of it. Gah. I'm gonna do one more. Gah. That's the noise when you just have lost just 20x more than your current net worth, when there's just no way that you're gonna get out of it easily. I think he's on the way to work. It looks like he's on the way to the job. And then you just minus 50,000. Who knows if Robinhood is this guy's obviously not collectible. I'm just taking a guess here. And that is a little bit of Wall Street Bets history. I don't know. Brett Ritchie, did you ever see this? Did you ever see?
Yeah,
you ever know
I've
about
seen it. I mean, that's one of the things that makes Wall Street Bets great is you have these huge outliers on both sides, right? It's entertaining. Win or lose, if you're taking these huge swings at the plate, people love that sort of content. And that's what gets people coming back to Wall Street Bets. Like last week, we covered the guy that fired like $200K in on GameStop as a joke. And then this is and made 2 million, right? This is the flip side of that coin. Sometimes rifling in money on jokes doesn't always make you money.
Matt Glantz, highly leveraging yourself on a shady new broker with money you can't pay, sailing it in on the most gambling.
Just so the kids out there understand, when you can gamble like this, you could use this trick, or not anymore. But if you do anything that's like this with a brokerage, you're still responsible for the losses. If you lose more than your account, they're going to come after you. So don't think that you could just free roll them. I think it's important.
Holy shit, kids out there, don't fucking do this. Do not do this. Do not do anything like this. It's not funny for when it happens to you. I promise you the joke will wear off long after the Reddit karma you've forgotten about, or before you forgot. Yeah, whatever. Don't do it. All right, Tony, cue the music, change the hats. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the This Is Not Investment Advice Market Mania pick of the day. We don't waste your time here. We don't add extraneous sentences like that. Matt Glantz, what is the pick of the day?
For me, it's Rocket Mortgage. We talked about it earlier. The symbol's RKT, 2270. This thing could fly if these things take off. It's a tech stock now.
Brett Ritchie, pick of the day, follow up the RKT.
I'm shorting Yelp. I mean, it's the classic saying, go woke, go broke. It is 21.13 right now, and I think it's an easy short. That's a ridiculous move they just tried to pull. So short it.
All right. And you can see my pick of the day up there. Zoom. $140 billion. Jitsi meat is free and better. Don't see it at all. Keeps pumping, but shooters keep shooting. I'm short. Short Zoom. Fuck them.
Interesting.
He
You know
says on
that
a Zoom
tomorrow they
call.
have an investor day or some kind of update tomorrow. So it's going to be a big day.
Go off top, whatever they call it. The 200-day MA is pumped. I don't know. I can't take it anymore. 140 billion on this bullshit is just I can't take it. I just
Meanwhile, we do the show on Zoom.
I know.
I can't fucking. All right, what is that? How much is this fucking show worth? I mean, like, what are we adding to the bottom line there? It's just nowhere in the ballpark. Nowhere fucking close. That's a $20 billion idea or so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we can take your safety glasses off and we can settle in for the Market Mania outro, where we really, really want to comfort you. Now, we know when you look around today, the world, it is all fucked up. Everybody's screaming on the Facebook and on the social, the election, everybody argues. Nobody, it's half and half. But as Ice Cube said on the Why We Thugs track, 20 years for what? Breaking these laws that's so corrupt? Taking these halls and filling them up, some powder keg shit that's about to erupt. Like and subscribe to Market Mania on YouTube and follow us on Twitter. The degens need that kind of affirmation to get through the day. We'll see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold, they're a domino, out of control. The usual, get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury, power of attorney, wow, we're turning. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight? My interview's tight now.